All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever gotten that feeling that English sentences have, I don't know, a kind of hidden logic to them, a secret code that, if you could just find it, would make everything click into place? Well, guess what? We're about to find that code, and we're going to crack it wide open together. So, to get us started, here's a little puzzle. Look at this sentence. She opened with difficulty the door. Go ahead, say it out loud. It just feels wrong, doesn't it? It's clunky, it's awkward. Our brains instantly know something's out of order here, but what is it exactly? Well, the answer really gets to the core of how language works. It's because sentences aren't just a random jumble of words, strung together like beads on a string. That's way too simple. The truth is actually so much cooler. Sentences are built from these powerful hidden blocks. The official term is constituents, but honestly, I just think of them as Legos, right? Once you learn the shape of the bricks and how they snap together, you can build absolutely anything. So let's pull back the curtain and get a look at this secret life of sentences. And let's get to know these amazing building blocks. Okay, so here's our first big idea, the sentence constituent. And these are not just single words. We've got to think bigger. They are whole groups of words, things like noun phrases or verb phrases that team up and act like a single powerful unit. And that right there brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important idea in this entire explainer. Seriously, this is the master key that unlocks the whole system. It's understanding the difference between a block's form and its function. So what do I mean by that? Well, form is what a block is. It's its identity. Is it a noun phrase, a verb phrase, an adjective phrase? Function, on the other hand, is what that block does. What's its job in the sentence? Is it the star of the show? Is it the thing getting acted on? Every single block has both an identity and a job. And this is just brilliant. Look at this sentence. People need people. The word people shows up twice. Form-wise, it's exactly the same. It's a noun. But function-wise, totally different jobs. The first people is the subject, the one doing the needing. The second people is the object, the one being needed. Same form, two different functions. That's the secret right there. All right, so now that we've got that core idea of form versus function down, let's meet the key players in the story of a sentence, the main jobs that these blocks can take on. First up, the big one, the subject. This is the star of our show, the main character. The subject almost always comes right before the verb, and it tells us who or what the whole sentence is really about. It's the doer. And hey, subjects can be way more than just one word. Check out this amazing example. That whole chunk, the woman I told you about last Thursday, all of that is the subject. It's one giant building block, one complex noun phrase, acting as a single unit. This is why thinking in blocks is so much better than thinking in single words. Okay, next player, the direct object. So if the subject is the one doing the action, the direct object is the one receiving that action. It's on the receiving end, and you'll usually find it hanging out right after the verb. And look who's back. See this? The exact same block of words from before is now playing a completely different part. I is the subject now, the one doing the phoning. And our whole phrase, the woman I told you about last Thursday, is now the direct object, the one getting the call. Same form, different function. You see how that works? It's so elegant. Let's meet a slightly different kind of player now, the complement. Now, a complement's job isn't to receive an action. Its job is to give us more information about the subject. It either describes the subject or renames it. I like to think of the verb in these sentences as an equal sign. Subject equals complement. This example makes it super clear. She became a nicer person. Who became a nicer person? She did. See? The phrase a nicer person isn't receiving an action. It's just telling us what she became. It completes our understanding of the subject. That's why it's called a complement. And our final key player is the adverbial. You can think of these as the optional extras, the little bits of flavor and context you can sprinkle into a sentence. Adverbials tell us how, where, when, or why something happened. They add the details. For example, they broke the window on purpose. The main sentence, they broke the window, works just fine on its own. That adverbial phrase, on purpose, just adds that extra, and in this case, kind of crucial layer of information about how they did it. Okay, we've met the players: subject, direct object, complement, and adverbial. Now, we get to the really big payoff, the moment the entire code just snaps into focus. You ready for this? Pretty much every single sentence in the entire English language is built from just 5 basic blueprints. That's it. Just 5. Isn't that wild? I mean, think about it. The incredible complexity of English, from Shakespeare to a text message, is all based on just 5 fundamental patterns. And here's the secret. The verb you pick is the boss. The verb is what decides which of the 5 blueprints you have to use. And here they are, the 5 master blueprints. You can just see the logic, right? They start simple and they build. Pattern 1 is as basic as it gets. Subject plus verb. She sighed. Done. But a verb like likes, well, it needs an object. So blueprint 2 adds a direct object. She likes music. And then you've got verbs that need to link the subject to a description. That's blueprint 3 with a complement. She has been rather irritable. The last 2 just add one more block for more complicated stuff, like giving something to someone or calling someone a nickname. Every sentence you've ever said or read is just a variation of one of these 5. It's like the DNA of English. So why does any of this stuff actually matter? Why should you care about the code? Because once you can see the blueprints, you can not only build your own sentences to be stronger and clearer, but you can also see immediately why a weak sentence just isn't working. This is the payoff. You can now spot common mistakes for what they really are. They're just blueprint violations. That clunky sentence from the very beginning, she opened with difficulty the door, that's just a misplaced adverbial messing up the simple subject-verb-object pattern. A sentence like, my house very big? It's missing its linking verb. Was very cloudy yesterday? It's missing a subject. Knowing the code means you're not just guessing at mistakes, you can diagnose them and fix them like a pro. So the main takeaway here isn't about memorizing a bunch of boring, rigid rules. It's about seeing the beautiful, elegant system that holds our language together. You have the blueprints now. You can see the code. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?